Did you know that if you increase your VO2 max by 1 milliliter per minute, per kilogram, you can decrease your chances of death through health complications by 10%. Increase of 1 for decrease of 10? That seems like an offer too good to be true. Where do I get this, coach? Can I buy it online? No. You've got to understand that the world is full of information. In fact, it's information overload, knowledge overload at the touch of a button, but it's very poor on action. And maybe you are that person. Yeah, you've got all the knowledge. That seems like too much hard work. Okay, I'll just go and enjoy myself. You have got a risk assessment, haven't you? Do you ride your bike with a helmet on? Do you drive your car with a seatbelt? Do you cycle downhill at 50 miles an hour and take your hands off the handlebars? Maybe you've got an answer of no to one of them. One of them is going to increase the chance of death. I can't prevent a mobile phone falling out of a fucking aeroplane and hitting you on the head, but I can help you with your present health, your future health, and therefore your longevity for motion. And ultimately, longevity of life. The coach who offers a little bit more, okay? Now, we all have a risk assessment. There is no risk to subscribing to this channel. I will give you straight talking, evidence-based, coach-based information that will help you move forward, okay? VO2 max is the gold standard when it comes to cardiovascular fitness, what kind of shape you're in. But it is also a key indicator for predictions of future health. So much so that in 2016, the American Heart Association recommended its use in clinical evaluations as a predictor score. Think about that, turning up for your health assessment and people want to know what your VO2 max is and then predicting, oh, I'm sorry, Bob, there's no point buying that carbon bike for Christmas. You'll be fucking dead. Okay, I'm getting a little bit too much sci-fi there, but the fact is, it is key. Go and Google the top 5 killers of human beings on the planet, health-wise, and you will see a strong correlation with cardiovascular fitness. It's true. Go and look at it. Yeah. After this video, of course, but it's linked. So if we can apply a strategy now that's going to give us long-term bulletproof to these health factors, then isn't that worth it? Isn't that worth the action? You've got the knowledge. Now we do the action. Now VO2 max can be confusing sometimes for people because the internet's made it confusing. You associate VO2 max with a pro athlete in a laboratory with a mask on their face like Hannibal Lecter. That's not for me, coach. I don't really need to do that. VO2 max for me is zone 5 in my training diary. It is 120% of my FTP. This is not the case, okay, all the time. What you need to understand is what is VO2 max? Quite simply, the consumption and usage of oxygen while exercising. So you breathe in 20% atmospheric air. What can you steal out of that? This is going to give us an indication of how strong our systems are for extracting and using oxygen, because oxygen is life. Okay, it's feeding that plant behind me, but it's really important that that's all it is. And you can do this in your indoor lab, your indoor bike, your indoor man cave, whatever you've got, it is easy to test. I've got a 5-day free challenge, and in that I show you how to test. There's not much time in this little video to go through it, but it's there, and it's real simple to do. Oh, wait a minute, you've got a watch, and it's telling you what your VO2 max is. No, it's not. It's using motion sensors, and it's giving you a score that sometimes goes down when you don't move. Okay, it's not an accurate score. We've got to get you on that bike and try and extract, okay, the real data. But motion is important. Remember back to the start of the video? Milliliters per minute per, kilogram. Kilogram! Your weight. I don't give a shit what your FTP is. That's going to go up. Your anaerobic threshold is important, that tolerance level, and your critical power is important. But we're going to increase that with the work that we do when we push VO2 max up anyway. But we've got to dial into your weight. We've got to dial into other metrics that are really important, okay? So you've got to understand VO2 max, unbelievably important. You've got to test it. You've got to find out where it is. Where am I going to get that test? Do my 5-day challenge if you think you're strong enough, okay? The test is there, all the information, how to do the test, how to calculate the test. I even give you a calculator how to do it so that you can find not only your starting number, but where you should be going to get into the 1%. And then I give you the how to do it. Now, many people would tell you, hey, all you got to do is high intensity work, okay? And that's going to improve your VO2 max. True to a part. A study way back in 2016, which was a collaboration of 28 different studies, showed that all intensities matter. When I am improving VO2 max for people, I want to focus on zone 2 and zone 5. We have to build the network, we have to stretch the capillary network, and then we have to work at a high level and manipulate manipulate the recovery of the intervals. The recovery period whereby we don't give you long enough, so you're gasping for that air. So you're trying to extract more, so you're switching on everything in your cardiovascular system that's going to allow you to access oxygen much easier. Yeah, you got to open more doors. You got to have less obstacles in the way for oxygen to move. And that's the difference between a poor VO2 max and a high VO2 max. What if I was to tell you that a low VO2 max score, if you do yours and it comes into the low category, that's the same as what a heavy smoker would have. VO2 max is the gold standard when it comes to longevity, because it is a validation of the work you do over a longer period of time, and it's directly linked to motion. Why? Because fitness is not all about staying indoors. Fitness is about how you cope with the needs of your environment, how you fucking move around, how you function, how productive you are. You gotta carry this carcass around with you, okay? So stop complaining, okay, about too much information. Start acting. Take what you've got and act. I would suggest test, find out your baseline, set your target, get working. How long? How long? Forever, until you're dead. I want you to take this position right now. Where's your fitness at right now? Can you imagine in 10 years' time having this level of fitness or even higher? I don't care if you're 55, 65, you can do it. I've seen it over 30 years. It is possible. If I see you in the 5-day challenge, give me a shout out that you watched me in this video, and keep thinking, okay, about action. You gotta act. You gotta act today, tomorrow, and the next day. You gotta keep acting, because it's a beautiful gift to have high levels of health. No matter what challenges you have, and I have plenty myself, you can do it. Should I have put in risk assessment, marry a woman from Scotland? No, I wouldn't be that cruel. A red-headed woman from Scotland, yeah, no, that's a different matter.